The ajuga's blooming. It's very pretty. Hi guys, good morning. Good morning. There you go, Stripe. That was a big stretch. Stretchy, stretchy. Hey, bud. Come, Mama. Hi. Good morning. Good morning, Stripe. Stripe is such a soft footprint. Hi, bud. That's a good boy. You're eating your important food first. And here's Ruby all clean from Dawn getting her ready yesterday. Yay. I'm just dumping the cat water on a plant and go get fresh water for them. Well, that gives you a little feel for what they look like in the dark, although the sun, you know, it's starting to be daylight out there. Now all the kitties are here and accounted for this morning. Everybody's doing good. Good morning, Ruby. Well, it certainly feels like a Monday. We had a frost warning last night and the low is predicted to be 38, but it's 44 out there and I certainly didn't see any frost. Dawn had taken the poles down and I had folded and put away all of the paint tarps and sheets, so we did not put them out and it looks like we got away with it, so that's good. Those guys are more fully leafed out now than they were a few nights ago when we covered them. It's a little more worried about damaging them, covering them, but I do see one more 38 in the forecast and hopefully it'll work out like tonight did, last night did. So as soon as I drop Johnny off, I am headed over to Tesla so Ruby can get her new cameras and hopefully they can fix the scroll wheel horn issue and you know, talk to them or get them to think about the headlight in the rain coming on with the wipers issue, which I tried to explain is not a Ruby specific thing. I'm gonna go inside and ask nicely for a loaner, as they had told me they would try to work with me when I had to come back a second time for the cameras. And if they don't have one, then I'll sit and wait until Dawn can come get me. That's the plan. Jules is all charged up to 90% and ready to me to drive this afternoon, Dawn to come get me, me to drive. I mean, it could be 3 trips to Raleigh today, so worst case scenario is 3 trips. Dawn come get me, me get Johnny, us go back to Tesla. So while it's not peak this morning, it's off peak still until 11 a.m. She's just all ready to go. The ride in this morning has been smooth and we're back a little earlier and on time for 7:20 and all is good, except for I made the mistake of looking at my phone and seeing that I have another update from Samsung, this time telling me I have 4 days to update my ticket or my refund may be canceled or delayed. And as you guys may remember, I called, was it Thursday or Friday, and talked to them. And they assured me, oh, it's approved and we're not really waiting on you to do anything. And yet their system, their automated system is still sending me these text messages telling me I need to take action, which means, of course, I will call them back today because we have not had any communication from Citibank via email about issuing us a check or the actual refund amount. So I guess I can ask about that again, but yeah, Dawn reminded me this weekend, our very first Samsung purchase was, I don't know, about 8 years ago. It was one of the first Chromebooks, and it died an early death. Dawn had tried to repair it after it was not usable and was not successful in that endeavor, but it was out of warranty at that point, but it really didn't last like we had expected it to. And then we had bought a TV, a Samsung TV one time, and brought it home, and it had a line in it, and we had to return it back. They didn't have any more, and we ended up with a Toshiba that never gave us any problem. That's in the green room, Johnny's computer room. And then there's a lot of cars on my left, so I can't get over anyway. Then we had the dishwasher that had the design flaw. Oh, that was nice. Had the design flaw, and Don was always having to take it apart and repair it, and we were really not very happy with it at all. And then we had the refrigerator problem. So I don't think we've had a Samsung product that we've really been good with. I mean, I guess maybe one of the boys had a cell phone, one of the Galaxy phones. They seem to be able to do the phones okay, but it hasn't been good for us. I believe my service appointment's for 8:15, so I have plenty of time to get over to Tesla. I got Johnny dropped off okay. It's only 7:28, so we're good. Fixing to go past the exit for the Raleigh Supercharger. I can tell you I am just thrilled to be on the 440 belt line this morning during rush hour. It's actually not that bad. We're only going about 10 miles an hour below the posted speed limit. But yeah, if I had my druthers, I would not ever be on this thing again during rush hour. Alright, I'm here, 7:50 a.m. There's a lot of cars on the lot. Hopefully the service area has a spot for Ruby. If not, there are a couple of spots at least open. I mean, sometimes with deliveries, they are so full you can't park. A lot of X's here at the front. That's awesome to see, I gotta say. This vehicle not for sale, yeah. Well, alright, there's plenty of room here in the service area. That car's been there for a few days. It's got a lot of pollen on it. So first thing I want to do is I want to put it in service mode, move the seat back for the guys so they can get in my car without you know, having to change my settings. And it's not quite as far back as I would have thought. I'm going to move it back just a little bit more and hit save again. And then I want to bring up Sketchpad because, you know, I can. Toy box. I have to remember it. Just sometimes these things, okay. Sketch on. I'm going to leave them a message. Let me get that ready to go. It says, thanks for taking good care of Ruby. And I got a message in the Tesla app. They know as soon as you're on the lot now. The white X there has a flat tire. Look at the big Tesla service vehicle. I wonder if that brings parts in. And yeah, as you would expect, all the cars on the lot have pollen. And I'm seeing this Refresh X here. And the updated fog lights. They are gonna let me drive this red 3 for the day. Yay! I am one happy Tesla diva right now. Patrick apologized that it was covered in pollen. Maybe Don will have time to blast it off for me. Other than that, it's all nice and clean on the inside, so yay! So this car has 14,881 miles, and the average watt hour per mile, which is not quite lifetime, but it's 257. That's for 8,000. I went through and reviewed all the controls. I put the speed limit chime on because I'm used to it. And I, what else did I put it on creep. Alright, I'm taking the turnpike home. So far, so good. The speed limit limited to 85. Speed limited to 85 messages up on the screen, which is, you know, normal. This car does have FSD. And let's see what else. It is a little different being so low to the ground. I think I have the seat and the steering wheel positioned comfortably, but it is different being so low to the ground. And let's see what else. Yeah, I guess that's it. So far, so good. I remembered how to engage autopilot, so that's cool. I guess it, there we go. I know what else I was gonna say. I did finally look to see how much charge I had, because I never even considered that before I left Tesla, and the answer is 200 miles, which is plenty. You do need to check, and I would have plugged in at home if it was low, but it's not. I heard a loud thump under the car over here on 55. I have no idea what it was, but I'm very pleased to report that all my tires seem to be properly inflated still. I really don't know what it was. I didn't see anything. It was a thump. I'm thinking the road noise in this car is a lot louder than the road noise in Jules or Ruby. I don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know why. I mean, I was listening to the radio and it was pretty loud, and I could hear the road noise over the radio. And usually when you turn the radio on, you don't notice the road noise anymore. All things considered, it's really not that dirty. Would you like to go put a kitty paw print on it? We're gonna go walk, and then Donnie says he'll rinse off the car. Well, I sure am glad you had time to go.
Well, we had to go right then, or we were gonna have to wait. We couldn't dilly-dally around.
Right, and this afternoon, based on when I get home and when I gotta drive back up to Tesla, we might not have had time this afternoon. Right. It's about 5 degrees colder than I'd like it to be, but it's pleasant out here this morning. The birds are happy. So if you walk back behind ball field 3, you can see the little water spot. And there's a chimney down there, Donnie. Well, there was probably a house here at some point. I just told Don I wanted to walk this way today. It should be about the same steps, same time. I wanted to look down at the water spot. That was why. See, water spot. I have seen some birds in there, water birds. I'm sure there's a heron in there on occasion, and I'm just curious.
Like another one of those bird dams across there, and there was one there right there.
Yeah. Interesting. We never walked back this way before. It's a little slanted here for my liking with my foot, but we won't be slanted long. They didn't leave you none though. Little blueberry muffins. God. Much better. I'll do the door jams a little bit and maybe squeegee the windows and drive her sooner than later, get the water off. Hey, Donnie. Like I said, the car really wasn't dirty. It just had pollen on it. And there's no not having pollen on your car this time of year. I was thinking up at the park, you know, really I want more people that want to be part of the solution versus being part of the problem. You know, be part of the solution, leave things better than you found them. Don was getting a little more hose. Yeah, I didn't look, but there's dealer plate. That's what I figured. I used the squeegee on the glass, and I wiped down all the door frames and the trunk and the frunk. And I'm going to ride a little bit to shake the rest of the water off. Nice clean windshield. You know, with how incredibly aerodynamic the cars are, driving doesn't shake off all of the water, unfortunately. It might help a little bit. Didn't hurt to try. When I get home, I'll work on the hood a little bit with the ONR before I head in the house. It's 11:20 now. I am picking up Johnny this afternoon, of course, at 2:10, and another student that I often bring home on Mondays. We'll text him and tell him it's a red Tesla, but it's a little different. Well, I did notice coming up the hill, all 3 times I've done it now, that I can see clearly there aren't any cats. Unlike with Ruby, I can't really see. I was thinking that since she's going to be here for 2 hours before I go back out that I ought to pull her in the garage. And I should be able to bring up on that Tesla app HomeLink and open the door without having to get out. At the height of laziness, right? I wonder if, well, I can, well, Jules isn't hooked up to, you know what, I would, except for, you know, Ruby's in service and Jules doesn't have this side configured. Oops. Looks like I got a message from the service team. Let's see what they say. I said, let's see what they say. I have strong Wi-Fi signal here. It was my message about ride share credits. Yeah, estimated time of completion 6 p.m. which you know, I knew. All right, so all's good. I didn't really miss a message from them. Well, I seriously would open the door, but I don't think I can. Can I even switch off of Ruby? Yeah, I can go to Jules, but I don't think under controls for Jules I can control. I mean, I have HomeLink, but it's going to open up Jules's side. Yeah, it's going to open up Jules's side though. See? And that's not the door I want open. Oh well. Yeah, and Jules is on that side, so it's not like I can put Candy Apple in over there. Alright. Yes, I'm sure I want to reclose Jules's side. It's a little slow from the app, but it does send the signal. Alright, well let me get out and open it. Do you hear the owl and the other bird? It's over towards the ironworks. Owls and hawks are enemies. Huh. Never heard an owl during the day. Yeah, Panther's not sure what to think about that. Are you, bud? Gray's here. I just came out on the porch to spend a few minutes with them. Hey, Gray. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Hi. When Don power washed yesterday, he accidentally tripped the GFCI, and I was out here around 12:30 a.m. turning on everybody's heating pads. Thankfully, it had dried out enough that it stayed on without any problems. Hi. Yeah, it's nice and warm in your chair. So we had some good news. We had a text message and an email from Samsung Care / Citibank, and we went in and filled it out, and we think the money's going to get deposited in the checking account within 1 to 3 days. So it's looking promising. I'm scared to say it. Fingers crossed. I hope the money's in the bank, or at least pending coming in, before somebody goes and cancels our ticket again. I didn't call, but I still might call before the 4 days runs out. We'll see. I looked in Teslafy, and I don't think they've started work on Ruby. It's 1:45. Maybe she's going to be right when they come back from lunch. They're probably at lunch now. I'm not sweating it because I've got to loan her, right? If she's not done by the end of day, then hopefully she's done tomorrow. But they still have plenty of time to do. The camera install shouldn't take more than an hour. Taking the steering wheel apart, I watched a YouTube on it. That shouldn't be more than a 30-minute thing. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time to finish her up today. We'll see, but I had to check. And I'm going to give the nasal aspirator a try for pumping air through the egg blower and see if I can't hollow out the last of these eggs here. I'm gonna leave them in there till I come back. The steaming part is done, and I've been letting them sit for a while. This time I did one of each of these colors. It looks kind of dark in there, though. I think these two bled a lot, but we'll see. Well, Candy Apple just scared me. There was a person on the side of the road, and the cars now alert quite seriously if there's someone anywhere near the lane of traffic, even if they're not in the lane of traffic. So be prepared for that. It's the early collision warning alert, and it's, you know, it'll wake you back up if you're sleepy. It's 64 out there this afternoon, and as you can see, it's a beautiful blue Carolina sky, a perfectly clear afternoon. It's really a nice spring day for sure. I haven't had any problems coming into downtown except for, you know, the little scare from the alert that the gentleman that was on the side of the road. Yeah, you gotta wonder what people are doing though, walking through the construction zone up there. They really, it's not a good place to be walking. Guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, we're almost back to the house now. I did check in the Tesla app a couple times just to see if they needed anything from me. But also see that Ruby's frunk and windows and doors and such have been getting opened and closed. So I know they have pulled her into the service bay and are working on her now. Well, these are all, I guess, a little lackluster. I guess it depends on what you like. The brown on this partially red tie didn't transfer at all. And I don't know, the pattern on this blue and green is not as pronounced as I'd like it. And there was a little bit of the black that apparently, well, it almost looks like it went through from this tie. So I don't know. I've got 2 more eggs. One I need to hollow out, and then both of them I'm gonna color. And I had one other tie that I had tried one of, but before I was wetting them, and I think I'm gonna go back with that pattern. Wow, look at that egg. I am gonna have to go get some more eggs because I've used my last white mass-produced Walmart egg, because I can do one more of this tie that I have left. Wow, that is like stained glass. It's really stunning. I did a second one of the blue and green checkered pattern, and it came out okay. There was the first one. I wet the ties this time before wrapping, and it certainly didn't hurt. These, you know, this tie's just not going to come out any darker. It has to do with the dye. But oh, wow. It's 5:40 and Ruby's doors are still open. I haven't heard anything from Tesla. I mean, they may very well pop up here at 6 o'clock and mark her done. But, you know, it's going to take us 90 minutes minimum and closer to 2 hours if we go at rush hour to pick her up. So I'm going to go ahead and cook for us early. We're having shish kebabs tonight. And then if she's done, great. If she's not, that's okay too. Because like I said, I got a rental, so I'm really patient. Might be nice if they kept her inside if she stayed up there. But anyway, I'm cooking and then we'll try to go if they say she's done. Now that should be some good teriyaki shish kebabs.